All right, now let's see how we can use CSS to improve the look and feel of this page. Look at our head element. Currently, we have a single element inside the head element. That is our title element, right? Now, after the title, we're going to add another element called style. This is where we're going to write our CSS code. So in between style tags, we're going to write a bunch of CSS rules. First, we're going to work on this image. Our image is currently too big. So let's make it a bit smaller. Back to VS Code. Over here, we're going to type img to reference our image element. Then we type a pair of curly braces. And inside the braces, we write one or more CSS declarations. Each declaration contains a property and a value. So here we can set the width property to, let's say 100 pixels. So we type the property, colon, and then the value. And then we terminate this line using a semicolon. So we can write multiple CSS declarations. Now let's save the changes. Back in the browser, our image looks smaller. That's a lot better. But look at the edges. The edges are so sharp. I would like to make them a bit round so they appear softer. Now back to our rule. Here we're going to set the border dash radius property to, let's say 10 pixels. Now don't worry about memorizing any of these properties. We're going to go over them several times throughout the course. In this lesson, I just want you to get a sense of what it's like to use CSS, okay? So save the changes. Now look, the edges are round and look softer. Now let me show you a trick. If we set border radius to a value that is half of the width, we will get a round image. So I'm going to set this to 50 pixels. And here's the result. That's a lot better. Now our elements are stacked vertically. I want the image to be pushed to the left side. So let's set the float property to left. This will push the image element to the left side of our text elements. Take a look. So that's a lot better, but our image is so close to the text. I want to add some space after the image. So here we use another property called margin-right. We can set it to 10 pixels. Save, and that's a lot better. Now let's make the username bold. So we're going to repeat one more time. This time we're going to apply a rule to our paragraph element. So here we're going to set the font-weight property to bold. Take a look. See what happened? Both our text elements are bold. But what if you want to apply this style only to the username? Well, we have to separate these two paragraph elements. So I'm going to give the first paragraph element an attribute called class. So class equals double quotes. Class is short for classification, and we can use this attribute to put this element inside a different class or a different category, just like the products in a supermarket. In a supermarket, we have products in different categories, right? So I'm going to put this paragraph element inside a class or inside a category called username. And then I'm going to change this rule. So this rule is currently applied to all paragraph elements, but I want it to be applied only to paragraph elements with the username class. So right after P, we type .username. Now we can also remove P, and this rule will apply to all elements that have the username class, whether they are paragraph elements or other types of elements, okay? Now save the changes and take a look. So that's a lot better. So this is CSS in action. As you can see, CSS has a different syntax or a different grammar than HTML. Throughout the rest of the course, you're going to learn both these languages in detail. Next, I'm going to show you how to format your code using Prettier.